and what's going to happen. Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation, Samuel Nate George, has given New Patriotic Party social media activist PK Sapon 7 days to apologize for defamation in his alleged claims that the minister received a vehicle as a gift. Now, in that Facebook post, the activist drew President Mahama's attention to the alleged development, warning that he would later reveal the identity of the individual who gifted Sam George the vehicle. Let me read to you what PK Sapon wrote on Facebook. He says, "Dear President John Dramani Mahama, this top-of-the-range Lexus your Minister for Communications, Sam George, is driving is a gift from someone to him." And the video is on social media, Facebook. If you've not seen it, you can come on Class 91.3. He goes on to say, "You recently launched a code of ethics for your appointees to stay away from such things. I'm keeping the name of the one who gifted him this Lexus to my chest for now. Let me repeat, this unregistered Lexus your appointee is using is a gift to him." PK Sapon whispers. Now, in a response, Sam George's lawyers wrote to PK Sapon. It's dated today, 20th May 2025, from Kosa and Aka at Law. "Dear Sir, cease and desist false publication. We write on behalf of our client, Honorable Samuel Nate George MP, and the Minister of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, on whose instructions this letter is issued. Our client has brought to our attention a publication made by you on your Facebook page, in which you falsely allege that Honorable Sam Nate George received a Lexus vehicle as a gift, purportedly in violation of a directive issued by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to his ministers. This statement is categorically false. You are fully aware that your publication is devoid of truth. Nonetheless, you have proceeded to make this misinformation public with the apparent intention of tarnishing the hard-earned reputation of our client. Such conduct is defamatory and injurious. By this letter, you are hereby formally demanded to cease and desist from making or publishing any further false claims about our client. In addition, we demand the following actions to be taken within 7 days of the date of this letter, that is by 27th May 2025. 1. The immediate removal of the said false publication from your Facebook wall. 2. A public retraction of the statement issued in the same manner and to the same audience as the original publication. 3. An unqualified apology to our client. Failure or refusal to comply with these demands will leave us with no option but to initiate legal proceedings against you, including but not limited to a defamation suit without further notice. Be advised, yours faithfully, Israel Aka, Esquire, Managing Partner, Kosa and Aka at Law." And the Member of Parliament also went ahead to share this on his Facebook page moments after the letter went to Mr. Sapon, and he says to Mr. PK Sapon, "I have decided to let the world see how dishonest and untruthful you are. I am a serving Member of Parliament of Ghana who is entitled to a car loan. How our vehicle I purchased under that scheme becomes a gift from a businessman can only be a vile, evil, and dishonest claim. As a public officer, I'm committed to full disclosure and transparency. Apologize or prepare to face the consequences before the law." And he attaches a letter with the Parliamentary Service letterhead dated 20th December 2024. The Minister, Ministry of Finance, PO Box MB40. It's DSA request for permit to clear vehicle for Member of Parliament. It says, "Honorable Sam Nate George, Member of Parliament for Ningo Prampram, has under the Ghana Government and Parliamentary Service Loan Facility Scheme with National Investment Bank purchased a 1-unit 2024 Lexus LX 600 with chassis number they've provided from the United States of America. The letter is on Facebook right now, Class FM. You can go. The purpose of this letter is to seek your kind authority to defer payment of all statutory charges to enable the honorable member clear the vehicle. Please find attached the necessary documents for your kind attention. Upon completion of the process, the above mentioned vehicle will be registered in the joint names of the Honourable Member of Parliament and the National Investment Bank. Please accept, Honourable Minister, the assurances of my highest consideration. And this is signed by Ebenezer Homa Jetro, Deputy Clerk for Clerk of Parliament, and it's dated 20th December 2024. And then there was a response from the Finance Ministry that is also dated 3rd January 2025. And it says exemption to clear vehicle for Honorable Samuel Nate George. And it goes on to say we refer to letter with reference number stated there dated December 2024 from the Parliamentary Service on the above subject. This application is in connection with a request for exemption from payment of taxes and duties in favor of Honorable Samuel Nate George. Where parliamentary resolution number is also there. The date is 15 July 2021. The details of the vehicle are attached and summarized as follows. Now it goes, the third part says, I wish to inform you that the approval of exemption from payment of import duty, VAT, Get Fund, NHIL, ECOWAS and EXIM levies, COVID-19 recovery levy, inspection fee, AU levy, special import levy and withholding tax, IRS tax deposit has been granted Honorable Samuel Nate George to clear the above mentioned vehicle within the framework of Article 1742 of the Constitution. Any sale or transfer of the said vehicle to a third party shall attract the necessary taxes and duties. And please find attached copies of the following supporting documents for your necessary action: recommendation letter from Parliamentary Service Committee, tax clearance certificate, and also tax assessment CCVR, that is the Commissioner General GRA, Attention Commissioners Customs DTRT, and it's signed by Abena Oseasare, Minister of State for the Minister of Finance at that time. And this is copied to the Minister, Ministry of Finance, Minister of State, Ministry of Finance, Honorable Deputy Minister, Ministry of Finance, Chief Director, Ministry of Finance, Coordinating Directors, Ministry of Finance, and then Samuel Nate George himself. So after he attached this, we've checked the Facebook page of PK Sapon for any response to the ministers. That has not come. The post is still there, so keep updating. The minister's lawyers they've given him 7 days to retract, to pull it down and apologize, or they would apply the full rigors of the law. So Child Rights International is questioning the capacity of the Ghana Immigration Service, GIS, to round up non-Ghanaian children and deport them. You recall that officials of the Ghana Immigration Service last Friday, 16th May 2024, screened over 2,000 foreign nationals, including children, picked up in an intelligence-led operation at Kaneshi, Kwame Nkrumah Circle and Abusokai. The exercise forms part of what the GIS says, a nationwide operation aimed at addressing growing concerns of child streetism, exploitation of children, illegal residency, decongesting urban centers, enhancing public safety, and enforcing immigration regulations to enhance national security. The campaign also seeks to identify and repatriate individuals residing in the country illegally, particularly those suspected of being trafficked or part of organized beggar networks. In all, about 384 adult males, comprising 525 adult females, 577 male children, and 755 female children from 11 locations across the capital were rounded up and escorted into immigration vehicle by uniformed officers. You can listen to the head of public relations of the GIS, Michael Amwakwata, justify their action.
The second stage of the operation, that is taking them from the street, we have a holding center here. So when they come, first they are taken through medical screening, and then our officers will now come in to conduct real security profile to look at those who are normal illegal migrants and those maybe who may have question marks. Then we take them through the next procedure. And then when we are settled with what we have on them, by the close of the day, we'll start repatriating them out of the country to their various destinations.
This exercise you began today, per your release, is a nationwide exercise. How long are you going to continue this, and how sustainable will it be?
So after today's operation, we will await the evaluation report of the operations team to see if they've been able to meet their target based on the intel that they have. And if there is need for it to be continued, then the Commissioner General will so direct. It's early day yet in the operation, so let's see what the outcome will be by the close of day.
Are we going to see this come, because this is not the first time you're seeing this exercise? How do we ensure that they don't get or find their way back into this country and on the streets as well?
Yes, for us, we know and we understand the terrain in which we work, but that was an excuse to say that because of the porous nature of the borders, they are going to troop in. Yes, we can assure the Ghanaian public that as an institution, we will ensure that the issue of, let me say, porousness of our borders will not be an excuse to see such numbers coming in. But then we'll do all within our powers to conduct effective patrols to deter. And I was saying that even this operation this morning is a strong deterrent to the people who've rounded up and to those who are maybe waiting outside to come in and to be used in such illegal business.
So that's the head of public relations at the Ghana Immigration Service, Michael Amokwata, speaking to me last Friday. However, speaking at a press conference this afternoon, Executive Director of Child Rights International, Bright Appiah, took on the Ghana Immigration Service for the approach without the involvement of the police, Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, as well as any clear post-evacuation plan for the affected children.
As much as we think that this exercise is important, we also showing concern about the approach and the institutions that are leading the charge in dealing with this matter. And once you get Ghana Immigration Service, then the intention be that they are getting rid of these children or the adult because they feel that they have breached immigration law. And that is where we also come in. And we think that the issue at stake goes beyond breach of immigration law. It's also a social protection matter. So for that matter, we expect a certain standard to be followed in dealing with this particular case. We are making this statement because we have followed up, we have done our search. There are certain things that we feel are not in place, and we wonder how the state is taking care of the children. Because if you look at the figures, out of the 2,000 plus, almost about 60% of the people that were rescued from the street were children. So if 60%, then it means that the focus should be on them and how best we can deal with it. So for instance, if you look at the UN Convention on the Right of the Child, it clearly states what we need to do. If you look at the Article 2.2, it gives you a direction as to what the state needs to do. You look at the Article 3 and then you look at the Article 11. This speaks in context of the discussion that we are having. So even if you want to consider an option of repatriating them back to their country, then the state must follow a certain procedure. First, you need to do your own assessment. Second, you'd also have to have a bilateral arrangement with the respective countries that these children are coming from. And you have to declare the capacity of these countries to know whether they'll be able to handle these children. And if they cannot, the state need to find another alternative, either to give them a refugee status or to give them asylum, so that you integrate them into our country and give them the kind of treatment that they deserve.
Bright Appiah also highlighted the absence of protocols for reintegration or repatriation and served notice they will use all means to ensure the safety of children.
It is important for us to also know that it's not every person who carries a child that you can easily assume that the child is belongs to the person. So there must be also some kind of vigorous assessment of people, either at the borders, be it by road or through our airport or by sea, we should be able to have a clear cut as to what we want to do. And finally, we want to send a signal to the state that we are interested in how we're going to repatriate these children. And we are also interested in how the state is going to protect these children. And if you feel otherwise, we think that within our immigration laws, there are issues that we can also petition at the appropriate forum to seek for a redress for these children, so that we do things in a manner that would always protect the best interest of children. So basically, this is what we feel about the matter, and then the recommendation that we've given. And if things are not going the way it's expected, we may resort to other platforms or forums to address issues relating to how we handle children, whether they are Ghanaians or they are foreigners.
So that's the Executive Director of Child Rights International.